Police are now trying to track down the driver.
And new questions about South Chicago Chapel. The I-Team found a warning nearly a year before the disturbing discovery.
Plus, color, comfort, campus pride. We're showing you how to bring all three to a small dorm room without breaking the budget on this Friday, August 28th.
Streaming live from Chicago, ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts now.
On ABC7Chicago.com, Disney Plus, and wherever you stream. I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Val Warner. Good to be with you this morning. Let's take you outside, show you the weather, and man, beautiful start to the day. And we're in for a warm-up. Not quite done with summer, Tracy.
Yeah, oh no, we are not, Val and Terrell. Good morning. A pretty good morning. Live look out in DeKalb. Bus stop forecast for students this morning. Dry, warm day. This morning, we're starting off 63 in Waukegan, 58 degrees Valparaiso, 59 Kankakee, and 60 degrees out in DeKalb. Today, a mix of clouds and sun await you, and high temperatures today up into the low to mid 80s. Full forecast, it's ahead. Diane stepping in with the traffic report.
Got to tell you about what's going on the Blue Line. For those of you that use the Blue Line to maybe have a flight this weekend, big changes coming this weekend. They're not going to run Blue Line trains in both directions. O'Hare and Cumberland is where they're not running this weekend. It actually kicks in tonight at 10 till 4 a.m. on Mondays. If you have to take a flight this weekend, you will not be able to take the Blue Line. Again, it'll reopen on Monday. Shuttle buses, they are going to be in place beginning tonight. We will remind you of this closure and reopening throughout the weekend. As far as your travel times go, starting to see everything really build across the board. Up on the Stevenson, that delay because of a stalled vehicle at Central is now getting a little bit better. Delays begin at Kedzie up until Central. The vehicle has been removed to the right shoulder. Just again, some residual delays there. And out to the Chopper we go this morning. They are over the Eisenhower near Austin, where we see traffic is building really in both directions. It's about a 36-minute trip coming inbound, about a half hour going back out. Val and Terrell.
Right, appreciate it, Diane. Thank you. Want to get to breaking news now. Illinois State Police tell us one person is critically hurt.
And the other driver is gone. Evelyn Holmes is tracking the search for a hit and run on the Dan Ryan.
We are getting word from Illinois State Police that this crash now is considered deadly, that the individual that was hit by that vehicle has died. That is what we are told. Basically, as police continue to investigate this crash, this pedestrian that was hit earlier this morning by a vehicle on the inbound lanes of the Dan Ryan Expressway. All this unfolded, as I mentioned, around 2:45 this morning on the inbound lines of the Dan Ryan in the local lanes. That's when we're told that Illinois State Police were informed that someone had been hit in the locals around 47th Street. Of course, troopers arrived to find that individual who had been struck by a driver who did not stop. We are also told that that individual was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but now we're being told that that person has died. Now, there is no description of the vehicle involved in that hit and run. Details about any other vehicles in the area remain few and far between. Troopers do tell us that those local lanes, as you all witnessed most of the morning, were closed. They have been reopened for now at least an hour on the inbound side. Express lanes were always open. The slip ramps were closed at some point as well. This as the Illinois State Police continue to investigate what led up to that individual being hit by a vehicle, as well as trying to locate the driver responsible. When we get more information, we'll certainly pass it along to you. Back to you.
Evelyn Holmes this morning on the South Side. Evelyn, thank you. And the ABC7 I-Team has uncovered an earlier warning about a Chicago funeral home. A call for service was made nearly a year before investigators found dozens of decomposing bodies. 10th Ward Alderman Peter Chico's office complained about an odor coming from South Chicago Chapel as early as last September. His office also asked about the funeral home's business license. The same couple, Clark and Joanna Morgan, also ran a crematory in Chicago Heights. The state shut down that crematory last year after about 100 bodies were found improperly stored there. City records show dozens of human remains were later found inside South Chicago Chapel. Some were on tables in unrefrigerated areas. One set of remains was found in a public washroom. Others were found in a preparation room and garage. Records also describe one body as appearing to be a missing limb. The I-team reached out to Alderman Chico's office for comment on the new findings. We have not heard back. The Morgans are also facing lawsuits over the handling of the remains.
The Kane County Sheriff's Office is searching for a deputy's missing AR-15 rifle. Someone broke into the deputy's truck outside an Aurora home early on Tuesday. The thieves stole the county-owned weapon. The sheriff's office is now looking for the gun and reviewing the deputy's actions.
The desperate search right now continues in Nepal for victims of that devastating mudslide and those floods. Dozens of Americans are among the missing now, and experts say the flood was so sudden and so fast, moving that Nepal's warning system may not have had enough time to warn people. A woman in Virginia says her husband and 9 other men had set out on a trek from Nepal to Tibet before that flood, and they haven't been heard from since.
It's 48 hours. What are they? Where are they?
As of now, nearly 500 people are confirmed dead and nearly 1,000 are still missing this morning. Today marks 6 months since the start of the war with Iran. A new exhibit in Pilsen is showing the conflict through the eyes of Iranian photographers. The installation was created by an artist and U.S. citizen, Tirdad Amir Normandy. It includes images of children killed in the first days of the war. They died when a missile hit a school that may have been near an Iranian military facility.
In order to show the humanity of this child, that they have been deprived of their future, they've been deprived of their lineage, and they've been deprived of their continuous generation.
The exhibit will remain on display on Ashland between 17th and 18th Streets.
New questions this morning about communication problems involving Marine One. Investigators say White House construction may be to blame. Earlier this month, a passenger jet took off from Reagan National around the same time as Marine One. Well, controllers did not get the usual 3-minute warning before the presidential helicopter departed. A similar communication problem happened again yesterday. Investigators say construction near the White House helipad may be interfering.
Officer is accused of misusing flock license plate reader cameras. This latest case is in Channahon. The officer is now on administrative leave. Illinois State Police are reviewing the matter. And our I-team has been tracking privacy concerns around these flock cameras for weeks now. Several local officers have been accused of misusing the technology. So after filing 130 public records requests, the I-team found multiple police departments investigating their own officers. That includes Prairie Grove and McHenry County. Chief Michael Goen says that he acted quickly when he learned an officer allegedly used the system to stalk ex-partners and others. William Kopp is now charged with official misconduct.
Ex-spouses, ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends of current girlfriends. One individual was searched approximately 140 times.
Investigating possible flock misuse include Berkeley, Palos Park, and Palos Heights.
Well, this morning, 4 candidates remain in the race for Chicago Public School Board president. Jennifer Custer is dropping out. She says special interests are prepared to spend millions on the race, but Custer says she does not want to take on that uphill battle. The Bears' future home is still unsettled. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell says Illinois remains an option.
We want to make sure that Arlington Heights and Illinois have an opportunity, as well as Indiana, to put their best foot forward.
His comments come 2 weeks after Bears leaders said Hammond was their sole focus. Governor J.B. Pritzker confirms he has spoken with Goodell.
Yes, I have spoken with Commissioner Goodell. I have not had the sense that Commissioner Goodell has a dog in the hunt, as they say, that he's chosen one state or another or a place for the Bears.
Could you tell me where things stand?
Goodell says there is no timetable for a decision. Illinois lawmakers may not return to Springfield until November. The Bears declined to comment.
The final audition is here for the Bears. They wrap up the preseason tomorrow in Nashville against the Titans. Kickoff is at 5 o'clock. It's the team's last chance to evaluate players before final roster decisions are made.
Movie night
is going to the Dogs in McHenry. The McHenry Outdoor Theater is hosting Bring Your Dog to the Movies tonight and tomorrow. They're showing Scooby-Doo and Beethoven. Doors open up at 5:30. Pet rescue adoption groups and vendors will be out there too. Tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for kids, seniors, and vets.
All righty. You're live at Local News, just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, AI could make cyber attacks faster and harder to stop. The new warning from tech companies.
Water damage, mold, a leaking roof. Now a homeowner in Homewood says insurance delays are adding to the damage.
Also, Friday is serving up a weather win. Dry skies today, then a hotter and stormier weekend. Details in your AccuWeather forecast. That's ahead.
For some South suburban homeowners at 11 past the hour, the storm is over, but the damage is still piling up. Weeks later, families are waiting for insurance answers. Some are dealing with water damage, mold, and costly repairs. Rob Hughes shows us what homeowners can do while they wait.
While the size and scope of storm damage are big factors in how quickly insurance companies can move to make policyholders whole, many people feel like they're left in limbo, uncertain if they should move forward out of their own pocket to make their homes livable or wait for further guidance from carriers.
It has not been a summer. You know, kids are depressed, trying to manage, trying to keep the house as salvageable as possible to find out what insurance is going to do, and at the same time try fixing what you can on your own.
Jessica Lopez already had a claim from severe storms back on July 3rd. She says the power outages fried her AC unit and sump pumps. Now she has water damage and growing mold. And while she was working to resolve those issues, the August 11th storm blew through, leaving her yard in shambles from tree damage, her windows broken shut, and roof leaking.
My assessor is not scheduled to come out until September 1st. So that is a long period of wait. Until then, what do you do?
Lopez says she's talked to multiple contractors, received estimates, and reached out to her insurance company, and still no clear answers on how to move forward. Her experience is why some people go the route of a public adjuster to advocate on their behalf.
Basements, the biggest thing I'm doing right now, I went to 2 clients today. They don't have enough sump pump coverage or no sump pump coverage at all.
Though public adjusters typically take a percentage of the eventual insurance payout, it can be a way to hold insurance companies accountable to their policies. Other homeowners may be on the fence about whether or not to file a claim.
There's nothing stopping folks from getting an estimate from a contractor or a specialist who does that sort of remediation work for the type of damage that you have. And I urge folks to get at least 3 different estimates.
More information leads to a more informed decision. Meanwhile, for those who move forward with a claim, sometimes weeks or months go by, leaving homeowners wondering why they're paying their premiums.
It hurts because, you know, you pay your bills on time, you make sure your home is protected because you put value into your home. You work hard for what you have and you want it to last.
The biggest error experts say policyholders make is not fully understanding what is covered under their policy. They also say if you feel like you have a legitimate claim, don't be fearful of your rates going up because that's likely to happen whether you file a claim or not. In Homewood, Rob Hughes, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All of that is so incredibly stressful. Good morning, everybody. This morning, nothing stressful about our weather situation here today. We have beautiful skies right now. Pretty comfortable morning. Dew points are kind of just slightly muggy. I think it will be tolerable throughout the day today. However, over the weekend, you will notice the heat building, the humidity building as well. And let's take a look at that, because our temperature trend is one where this heat dome is going to be spreading eastward. We'll get caught up in it. As you can see, Sunday, we're near 90 here Monday, probably near 90 on Tuesday, maybe even on Wednesday as well. With that, the humidity is going to be building. It is conceivable that next week we could have those heat index readings possibly even in the upper 90s. So looks like we are going to start to get some of that stifling humidity back into the area next week. Skies right now overall mainly clear. Let's talk about thunderstorm chances. So when you look at the 7-day, like a quick glance at it, and you may think, oh gosh, it's going to rain every day. No, not going to be pouring rain constantly every day, but we do have these thunderstorm chances that come in as the heat and humidity build. 67 degrees right now at O'Hare, partly sunny skies out there. All in all, a quiet weather morning, but how about our traffic morning, Diane?
Actually, it's really not that bad. Very typical traffic this morning. Earlier was a different story, but for right now, we're doing okay. I'm going to take this time to remind you of what's going on the Rock Island this weekend. You will not be able to use the Rock Island in either direction beginning tonight until Monday morning. That's because they're continuing the construction of that new Auburn Park station at 79th and Lowell. So that is going to be in effect beginning this weekend. As far as your travel times go, very typical are the delays that we're seeing. Nothing is really standing out. No major incidents on any of the expressways or tollways. A reminder, we do have a new configuration in place on the southbound or outbound side of the Bishop Ford. Chopper 7 got us his video yesterday of that new configuration, and you can see the left and right lane being split because they're working smack dab in the center. This configuration goes from Dalton to 159th on the outbound side and will be in place for the next 1 to 2 weeks. Val and Terrell, weather permitting. Back to you.
Okay, got it, Diane. So the companies building artificial intelligence are now warning about its risk. More than 100 tech firms say AI-powered cyber attacks could soon grow more common and more sophisticated. ABC Sophie Flay has the warning and the push to protect critical systems.
This morning, a new and urgent warning about artificial intelligence from the very companies developing it. More than 100 of them, including fierce rivals OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, and Anthropic, signing an open letter warning that AI-powered cyber attacks are about to get far more widespread and far more sophisticated. The letter warns, we have a limited window to strengthen cyber defenses, and says the services that communities depend on, from hospitals to water treatment plants, are at risk. The companies are calling for a global-wide effort to strengthen cybersecurity, urging governments to protect the most vulnerable targets. The threat is already here. Hackers have targeted water utilities in at least 7 states, and in some recent attacks, the hacking tools were written by AI. In one case that rattled the industry, an AI agent broke out of its testing environment and hacked another company. Bill Gates this week sounded a new alarm of his own.
AI could empower criminals to create bombs, bioweapons, and computer viruses. There's no plan to ease the entry into the AI era, and not even a plan to have a plan.
Gates, long a tech industry optimist, is now predicting AI will cause massive unemployment, white-collar jobs going first, and he warns even the best-case transition will be one of the most turbulent times in human history. It's a striking shift because just 3 years ago, Gates insisted the risks could be managed, telling our Rebecca Jarvis slowing down AI development would be a mistake.
If you just pause the good guys and you don't pause everyone else, you're probably hurting yourself.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Today we'll get an update on Cook County Health plans to cut costs. Its proposed 2027 budget is $439 million smaller than this year's. The cuts are tied to reduced federal Medicaid funding. Cook County is providing more than $200 million to help fill that gap. That will allow the health system to keep treating patients regardless of income or immigration status. Coming up this morning, BTS is back on for night 2 in Chicago. The sold-out encore bringing fireworks and big emotions to Soldier Field. That's ahead. And before you add more stuff to a tiny room, try changing what's already there. Ahead, the bedding swaps that can refresh the whole look.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Today is your last chance to eat at Wishbone in the West Loop. The restaurant is closing after 36 years. The owner says that weekday breakfast and lunch crowds have been shrinking for years now. Wishbone opens at 8 o'clock this morning and then closes for good at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Wow, Bedford Park is welcoming 2 new fire engines today. The department will mark the occasion with a traditional wet down ceremony. The engines will then be dried and pushed into the firehouse for the first time. The ceremony starts at 10 this morning on South Archer Avenue.
Malcolm X College will honor longtime Congressman Danny Davis today. The college is naming its new community center after him. The honor recognizes Davis's years of support for city colleges of Chicago. The $17.5 million center will expand the college's West Side campus. The ceremony starts at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And a Chicago police officer is being honored at City Hall for her heroic rescue while off duty. We shared this with you. We had it here only on ABC7. Christoria King was boating on Lake Michigan on the 4th of July when she heard calls for help. She found 4 people clinging to a boat that was sinking and managed to pull them to safety.
She acted so fast to save so many lives. Still to come this morning, more of today's top stories, plus an update on weather and traffic.
Live from Chicago, this is breaking news from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
7:23 on a Friday. Good morning. I'm Terrell Brown. Breaking news right now. An update from Illinois State Police. They confirm a person was killed in a hit-and-run crash on the inbound Dan Ryan overnight. Plus, the victim got out of their car in the local lanes near 47th Street just before 2:45 this morning, and that's when another driver hit them. So far, there's no description of the vehicle involved in this hit and run. The inbound lanes were closed for several hours while police investigated, but they have since reopened. Much more on this on the news at 11 o'clock this morning. In the meantime, let's get you out the door, check the forecast today, see how things are shaping up. Tracy Butler has that. Trace, good morning.
Hi there, Terrell. Good morning, everyone. Starting off with a mix of clouds and sun over Chicago this morning. 67 right now at O'Hare, 68 degrees at Midway, 60 in Kankakee, 63 Waukegan, 58 degrees Valparaiso. High temperatures today topping out in the low to mid 80s. All in all, tolerable humidity levels here today. But over the weekend, the clouds, we're going to see more of those. The heat and humidity are going to be building. And then we are going to have almost daily chances where there will be a few thunderstorms in the area. But get ready for some hot heat index readings next week. Get ready for Diane after this break.
It's starting the day with hope, knowing you're in the right place, having access to advanced treatments and the most experienced cancer experts. When you're facing cancer, it's not just one thing that makes the difference. It's everything. The big, the small, the unexpected, that helps you keep moving forward. Advocate Healthcare. Cancer care that makes the difference.
Up to Shopper 7 we go this morning. Welcome back, everybody. 87th and Justine. We've got a car into a building. Trying to work on getting some specifics here, but you see the fire department, police department, they are on the scene. That white vehicle slammed into that lower level business in that building at 87th and Justine, causing some significant damage. Back to the maps we go. Just wanted to show you the big picture and let you know we do have a crash on the Dan Ryan coming inbound near 95th.
Welcome back, streamers. Good to be with you this morning. Thank you for streaming us. It's 7:27 this morning. Beautiful start to the day. I mean, man, Tracy says we are in for a fantastic Friday and a perfect day because we have a lot of stuff going on in and around Chicago.
Yeah, including this and that's it. Looking at the clouds out there right now in this live picture, it's really pretty out there.
And you were going to mention BTS
Mania
back for an encore in Chicago, day 2. Just getting started.
Yep, huge crowds packed Soldier Field last night for the first of 2 sold-out shows, and it's happening again this morning. Live look out there right now at those lines. Yeah, they're not moving a whole bunch because I don't think this whole thing opens up until 10 o'clock this morning. Here's another look at those lines from Chopper. Many fans traveled from around the world to be here. For some, the moment was emotional. BTS wraps up its 2-night run at Soldier Field tonight.
All righty. Have fun, everybody. Be safe.
Yeah.
Coming up this morning, streaming at 7, singles are trading swipes for swings. The ballpark experiment that put dating fans face to face.
They have crossed 4 states, and they finally reached the halfway point now. Coming up next, the sites that made their Texas stretch one to remember.
Plus, the dorm may come furnished. Personality, though, not included.
Still ahead this morning, live with the easy ways to layer color, comfort, and style into one small dorm room.
Streaming live from Chicago, ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 continues.
Good morning, everybody. Friday, August 28th. Welcome back. Good to be with you.
Looking live outside this morning. Man, I can't believe Labor Day weekend's coming up soon.
Yes, it is.
Crazy,
Next weekend.
yeah.
Best month of the year.
Yeah.
B-Day loading for somebody on the set.
Day month.
Yes. you actually, 21 years ago yesterday, had a big event in your life.
I did.
You didn't even say it.
My baby was 21 yesterday.
That has to feel surreal.
Isn't that crazy?
Right?
But it's also your birthday because you did the work.
Yes, thank you for saying
That's a good point.
Thank you for saying that.
Right.
I tell that to my husband. He's like, no, don't find a reason to
take
celebrate
credit.
another
Sorry,
birthday.
Michael. We ain't going. We did the work.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
We gave you a gift.
That's right.
But you did the work.
Stood there. Like,
Exactly.
whatever.
Yep.
But yes, to my little baby, Christina. 21. Wow.
I know. 21. Y'all can have a drink together now.
Seriously. Well, but they don't drink.
Probably will
so-
before I will. Good morning, everybody. Well, today's your birthday. Good looking day today. Highs in the low 80s. So not a bad day. Diane.
All right, up to Chopper 7 we go. We've got this car into a building at 87th and Justine. Pretty significant damage done to the business below. You see it right there. So we've got authorities on the scene, Chicago Police and the fire department investigating right now. I don't know any specifics here, so I don't know if anybody was in the vehicle, if anybody's injured. We're waiting to get some confirmed information there. To the maps we go. Look at the big picture really quick if we can. We've got travel times that are normal, about 55 minutes coming inbound on most of our expressways.
All right, Diane, thank you. This morning, Ryan Cheverini is halfway there. Our Route 66 road trip has officially reached the midpoint between Chicago and California.
And this week, the crew crosses the Texas Panhandle from Cadillac Ranch to one very unusual museum. Here's the ride.
4 states down, 4 to go. We're cruising along in our Hyundai Palisade, and today we're taking Route 66 from border to border on the Texas Panhandle. First stop, the Lone Star State's official St. Patrick's Day celebration city, Shamrock. It's home to the U Drop-In, an iconic Art Deco cafe and gas station where you can sit in the same booth as the king. We know Elvis traveled the route in 1963. Next, we parked at one of the strangest stops on the Mother Road, the Devil's Rope Museum in McLean. But what's a devil's rope anyway? Well, it's just another name for barbed wire.
Strong fences make good neighbors, so they also nicknamed it Devil's Rope. In the early years, people didn't like it. Some of these early wires were really vicious, and they would hurt animals and men, especially a lot of animals weren't used to it. And so they got to calling it the work of the devil because they were against it.
Volunteer Mike Oldham gave us a tour of the museum, which once was a brassiere factory.
They go from underwires to barbed wires in this building. And there's our famous barbed wire bra.
Along with an exhibit detailing the history of Route 66 in Texas, the museum houses hundreds of patterns of barbed wire and tools used in fence construction and maintenance. Just don't ask Mike about the post-hole digger collection.
This is the area I hate, the post hole diggers. I want to get sick every time I see all these post hole diggers. Never knew there were so many kinds. I'm glad I didn't ever have to use any.
Amarillo is the biggest city on this Texas stretch, but we weren't there for the nightlife. We were there to enjoy the modern art.
Welcome to Cadillac Ranch in Amarillo, Texas. Originally created in 1974 by a group of artists, it features 10 old classic Cadillacs, nose first into the ground with the fins facing the heavens.
Tourists are encouraged to create their own art on the Cadillacs. So after leaving my mark on Amarillo, we headed to our final stop in Texas, the small town of Adrian, where we hit a major milestone.
We are 1,139 miles from Chicago with 1,139 miles to go to get to LA.
Welcome to the Midpoint Cafe, the oldest operating eatery on Route 66 in Texas. First opened in 1928, it now serves as a must-stop location for travelers on the route. And you gotta snap a pic when you're halfway there. After, we filled up for just the second time on the trip so far. Now, it's on to the next state, New Mexico. From Route 66, Ryan Cheverini, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, that's a good time, man, and still going. Yeah, and just like that, they are halfway to Santa Monica Pier.
And you can follow the journey every week and stream the series on Disney+. Next stop is going to be New Mexico.
New Mexico.
And there are, because I asked the other day, and I know I keep telling you guys there's a certain amount in the series. They're not even
4 more states.
They're 4 more, but the biggest state is coming, so they have a whole bunch of. They have like 20 more stories to get through.
Wow.
Quite a bit. Yeah, quite a bit more to cover.
Wow.
That's something.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
accurate.
ABC7 Eyewitness News continues streaming out loud after the break. We're back in just a few.
Hey, so did you see it? Overnight, Chicago got a brief look at a partial lunar eclipse. Started at 9:33, but clouds moved in and blocked much of that view. So the eclipse peaked just after 11 o'clock. It ended shortly before 1 o'clock this morning. And so I actually think a lot of people got a pretty good view.
Yeah, that's what Tracy was saying. You got a lot of feedback, huh, Trace?
I did. A lot of folks said, you know, the cloud cover did not impede their view. Got some great photos from Alex out in Naperville. Kind of saw the beginning, and then you took on this reddish hue as the Earth's shadow casting that spell over the moon. It was a blood moon, thus that kind of reddish hue. Also got this great picture from Mark and Homer Glen, just the full sturgeon moon that we have had last night. Well, currently 67 at O'Hare, 70 at Northerly Island, 64 degrees right now in Gary, 62 in Joliet, and 61 in Woodstock. Good looking day out there. Highs today, low to mid 80s. Humidity, yeah, a little bit, nothing excessive, but that's about to change, friends. Clouds are going to be on the increase tomorrow. Highs tomorrow, probably mid 80s. Could be an isolated shower tomorrow evening. However, what I want to emphasize here for late in the weekend and next week, heat builds, humidity builds, heat index readings build, and we also have a daily chance for a few storms in the area.
Hey, Dave.
It will not be raining constantly, but again, with the heat and humidity building, we have to enter those thunderstorm chances. Diane.
All right, Tracy, thanks so much. I got to start with what's going on in the CTA. For those of you that have to take a flight out of O'Hare this weekend and you would typically depend or rely on the CTA, this weekend Blue Line trains will not run in either direction between O'Hare and Cumberland beginning at 10 p.m. tonight, and it won't kick back in until 4 a.m. on Monday. Shuttle buses will be in place to accommodate those of you that have to take the Blue Line out to O'Hare this weekend. As far as your travel times go, pretty high all across the board. That Ryan, almost a solid wall of traffic from 95th all the way into the downtown area with the travel time of 40 minutes. Outside we go to a crash southbound DuSable Lakeshore Drive at the Stevenson. In fact, Chopper 7 just pulling up to the scene. Initially it was in 2 center lanes, but they did manage to move at least 2 vehicles over to the right shoulder. Again, this is southbound DuSable Lakeshore Drive right at the Stevenson, so be aware of that and make some accommodations if that's your route this morning. And speaking of things to do, 7:39, it's time now for Festival Friday. Arts on Devon returns to Chicago's West Ridge neighborhood with a free community festival celebrating the rich cultural diversity of Devon Avenue. And take it for somebody who grew up off of Devon, it is fantastic. It'll include multi-genre performances, local art, interactive activities, food from neighborhood restaurants. The area is recognized, by the way, as one of the most diverse streets in America, and I am proud to be somebody who grew up not very far from there. Panda Fest, one of the nation's fastest growing Asian food and culture festivals, will make its Chicago debut at Grant Park this weekend. Feature more than 100 food vendors, 20 merch vendors, 200 dishes representing cuisines from all across Asia. The 3-day event will combine food, shopping, as I mentioned, cultural performances, live entertainment, artisan goods, panda-themed attractions, and so much more. Established back in 2008, SneakerCon Chicago is back as one of the world's premier sneaker event series, hosting thousands of exhibitors and attracting hundreds of thousands of people. You can buy, sell, trade, and celebrate sneaker culture all at this year's SneakerCon. And that is your Festival Friday for this weekend. Val and Terrell, back to you.
All right, appreciate it, Diane. Thank you so much. Love stepped up to the plate in New York last night. More than 1,300 people signed up for the first ever singles night at Citi Field. Fans came for baseball.
And some were hoping to leave with a match. ABC's Danny New has the story.
While the New York Mets hosted the Brewers Thursday night,
there's a game going on behind us, and we're trying to meet boys.
The team also welcomed many free agents for its first ever singles night.
I think if somebody brings me some sauce for my chicken tenders, they're gonna be in there good.
Oh my God. Bring the dips, men.
More than 1,300 attendees signed up for this special ticketed event where you could come to Queens, attend a few pregame mixers, and then, who knows?
I don't know if we're the first, but it feels like we might be, and I think it's going to take off.
This was the brainchild of Mets Vice President of Ticketing and Revenue Strategy, Johnny Cash, who helped create a 3-colored bracelet system to facilitate mingling. A green bracelet means you're single, yellow means it's complicated, and red means you're taken and just here supporting a friend.
Mrs. Met make you wear this shirt? That makes sense.
Or you can be like Mr. Met and wear a shirt that says Taken, which was probably a good idea since most attendees told me the roster was predominantly female.
I honestly think just women are more likely to go out and do things and do it with their friends.
But for the men who were there, they said one thing that made this feel easier was
just to meet more people with common interests, you know. Like, I love coming to Mets games, so meeting someone else who loves to come to Mets games, that's a great foundation.
Meanwhile, for those who did in fact meet a stranger upon this enchanted evening.
And are you guys getting to know each other right now?
We are.
As of when?
2 minutes ago.
Despite the distracting environment, they did seem to be able to get to the important stuff.
Left side of the bed, right side of the bed?
Right side.
I'm left. Okay, okay.
But hey, even if you don't quote-unquote meet somebody, that doesn't mean you're not going to meet somebody.
I have to be honest, I got a few girls' numbers. Like, I've made some friends tonight.
That's, honestly, that's even better.
Yeah.
The Mets told me they initially only offered 1,000 tickets for this event, but then decided to add 300 more because there was so much demand. Why? Most folks told me they were just excited to get off the dating apps and get an at-bat in person. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Not mad at that.
No, not at all. Not
Look
at
at
all.
that. Popular, too.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully somebody met their boo out there.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, coming up next, college students change majors. Their dorm style can change, too.
Yeah, after the break this morning, simple ways to refresh the room without starting over. Coming up next.
Well, this morning we've already helped you build a better dorm bed and then get better sleep. Now it is time to give it a little personality. And this time we're adding color, comfort, and a little school spirit.
Right, so she is the expert. She's been with us all morning. Karen, thanks for coming back again this morning. So peach skin sheets, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's a mouthful.
I need to know where the name came from, though.
Well, of course, we are out of Atlanta, but that was just a little bit of a fluke because the industry, the finish is known as a peach skin finish. It's a brushed finish, and you know, of course, we're out of Atlanta, so that's great. That was a lucky.
I was thinking the Georgia peach.
Yes, right. No, I'm telling you, I know. And then we have our little peach icon on our packages, which that's a little hint to Georgia too.
Okay, all right, so let's get to it because you've been here all morning long.
Yes,
now it's time to infuse a little personality here. Where do students and parents, where should they even start?
Well, you know, I always say start with a base color, and then that's going to be your hero color, and then add a complementary color to that. Okay, so you know that could be the Bahama blue, and then we've got the Mariner blue as a complementing color, and then you can also throw in a splash of something else if you want. I mean, we've got it pretty reserved right here, but if you wanted to put like a red pillow, throw in the splash of color with a pillowcase, you know, just to bring things together, add more personality to the bed. And I will say we have 34 solid colors, which include the bright ones for school and for sports teams and so forth. But also we have 14 patterns. So you can bring in patterns, you know, too, to add some interesting dimension to the bed and the layering. And our patterns, we've got Trois, which is hugely popular. We've got Trois is like a French Trois. It's like almost like a pastoral or botanical scene. It's a French pattern. It's beautiful. So we have our Trois, we've got plaids, we've got animal print. You've got to have that wild side in there. And then we've got, you know, all sorts of even.
Wait, is this only for kids' dorms?
I know. No.
You have only extra long, twin, extra long. You have big sizes.
We have all the way up to split head. So we have split king and split head.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So there's something for everyone, without a doubt. There's something for everyone.
Okay. You mentioned layering, and Tracy, I think you were probably going to ask this too. Like, how do you layer this? Because you do have 3 colors here. What's the trick? What's the layering?
What I like to do, I like to add the quilt in there too. And I think here's the quilt right here. So the quilt is awesome because it's oversized, and our comforter sets are oversized too, which is huge because I designed them that way because I hate the size of the beds showing. Everything always seems so short, right?
And then you got to get a bed skirt.
Right. Oh, please. And then the bed skirt, you know, you've got 4 different sizes for that. So, you know, the quilts are oversized, the comforter sets are oversized, and the quilts are made out of the peach skin performance fabric too, so they're buttery soft if you want to feel that. They're buttery soft.
Nice too, especially because in a lot of dorms, at least I know the girls and some of the boys are elevating their beds.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, you know?
I mean, it's definitely a
try
major
this
trend.
out.
I know that robe looks amazing, and it goes with your fit right now.
Yes, it does. Look at that. Well, you know what? Let me tell you about this robe. So it's the Peachy Mint collection, and I actually designed that because this is so funny, but you know how when you take your kids to school, there's always that one poor mom who either gets in an accident or gets a ticket and she's stepping out of her car in her ratty pink robe, right? And you're like, oh gosh, bless her heart, you know.
Yes, bless her heart.
Right, bless her heart. And so this peachy mink robe, I mean, it looks like a coat, right?
Right.
You literally could wear it out.
I could.
So you could drive the kids to school in your peachy mink robe, and God forbid if something happens and you have to step out of your car, you will look so glamorous and beautiful, and you won't be in that ratty pink robe.
I feel.
Do you feel glamorous?
Got a hood,
I know, and you've got your little hood.
Oh,
you got to put that up. And if you have a little.
Yes. Well, we've got
that's adorable.
That's adorable. So my dogs, I've got 2 Shepherds, a Maltese, and a teacup Yorkie. It's just like crazy, but they love my robe, and so they were sleeping on my robe. So I came out with the pet bed in the same fabric, the peachy mink. So they go up to size extra large. So we've got the little ones, and then we have the little bone pillow, and we also have a cat pillow, like a fish. It's a fish for if it's a cat bed, because really it's a pet bed. We try to be, you know, fair with the cats and the dogs. I love cats too.
So we're almost out of time already, but you have a way for our viewers to save?
Yes, actually. Go to peachskinsheets.com and the code is DORM26 and you get 30% off site-wide, which is huge.
30% off?
30% off. So not only can the kids take advantage of the dorm bedding, but
QR
mom
codes
can
on the
too
screen.
for the house.
There you go. Karen, thank you so much
Yo,
for being with us
thank
all morning
you
long and walking
so
us through how to
much.
make it all cutesy. Nobody told you to bring a Mizzou setup. I'm shocked.
I know, right? Maybe next time, next time.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Top stories that we're watching for you on a Friday morning. We just learned the driver hit on the inbound Dan Ryan has died. State police say the driver was outside their vehicle near 47th Street when another vehicle hit them and then drove off. The driver later died at the hospital. All lanes are back open now. The investigation is still ongoing.
Today, families impacted by the investigation at the South Chicago Chapel are making a formal request for the FBI to get involved. The ABC7 I-team found a call for service months before investigators discovered dozens of decomposing bodies. The alderman's office also complained about an odor last September.
Today, Malcolm X College will name its new community center for longtime Congressman Danny Davis. The honor recognizes his years of support for city colleges of Chicago. The $17.5 million center expands the college's West Side campus. Today's ceremony gets going at 2 p.m. Tracy?
And today, partly to mostly sunny skies, but a quiet afternoon weather-wise. Highs in the low to mid 80s today.
All righty. Thank you, Tracy. Destiny's Child is getting a classical remix in Chicago. Hits like Say My Name and Survivor are being reimagined with strings, candles, and stories behind the songs. The tribute is tomorrow at the Congress Hotel with shows at 6:30 and 8:45.
All right. And then the Obama Presidential Center is marking the 12th anniversary of when the former president wore his famous tan suit. Sparked plenty of controversy at the time, which is crazy to me. Right. Today, the center is turning it into a celebration, inviting people to wear their best tan suit and join them this morning on John Lewis Plaza.
And you were there when Marty, his best friend, wore
Oh,
the
that's it, suit and came out.
It was a running joke.
Yeah.
And, I think the former president laughed so hard
When he saw him, he did not know he was going to have that
He got
suit.
a lot of flack for wearing a suit. It's crazy. You get flack for wearing a suit, but no flack for all the stuff that's going on. Coming up today on Windy City Weekend, the host of the What More Can I Say podcast will join us for host chat. And we're going to take you inside a new casino and hotel worth a trip to the western suburbs. That's all coming up at 11:30 this morning.
And for the latest breaking news, weather, and traffic, ABC7 is now live on Disney Plus, always on, always under the live tab on Disney Plus and everywhere you stream. All right, before we get out of here, it is Pop the Cork Day today, National Red Wine Day. So whether it's Merlot, a Pinot, a Cabernet, red wine has been poured for thousands of years. So if you're celebrating, raise a glass to your favorite and just remember, to enjoy. It's scripted for me to say enjoy responsibly, but it is Friday. So if you want to have a glass or two.
Or the bottle.
Or the whole damn bottle, exactly.
It is a full moon after all.
That's right.
Go
for it. Yep.
That is going to wrap up this streaming hour. If you're just joining us, stay with us here. We're going to be back at 8 a.m. with more headlines, weather, and traffic.
Yep, keep it right here on ABC7Chicago.com, Disney Plus, and wherever you stream ABC7. Back live at 8 o'clock and at 11 o'clock this morning. Have a great morning, everybody.
This has been Eyewitness News streaming at 7.